Welcome to O-Level Physics Online. In this video, I'll be talking about how to draw a ray diagram for a compound and microscope. To understand how to draw a ray diagram for a compound microscope, there's a need for you to understand three sets of rules. And those rules are just how to draw three lines for forming image when you are dealing with convex or converging lenses. The first rule that we have regarding this one is draw your principal axis. This one is not part of the rule though. So draw your principal axis, then locate your focus. Because I've done a lecture on that already, that is why I'm not going to leave too much emphasis on this. So the distance you have between the focus and the lens at this side must be the same distance you have between the focus and the lens and the lens at the other side as well. Also, the distance of the F must be the same distance you have from F to the center of curvature C here. Now, we make use of three lines, and among the three lines, once you can draw two of them, it's okay for you to form your image or to state the properties of the image you have under a ray diagram. So this one I'm having here is my object, and the first rule is that any ray of light coming from the top of this object will travel parallel to the principal axis, and on reaching the center of the lens, then the next thing is that it's going to pass through the focus at the other side. Then the second rule is that any ray of light coming from the top of this object again will pass through the center of the lens if it is a thin lens that we are dealing with, and is going to travel on a straight line like that. Now the points of intersection of the two is where the image is from. You can stop here or you can include the third line. That any ray of light coming from the top of the object will pass through the primary focus, then on reaching the center of the lens, then it's going to travel parallel to the principal axis at the other side. Then the point of intersection of the three lines, that is where the image is formed. So you can use two of the three lines like that. Just combine any two combination there is correct. If you in any exam, whether like or equal, then it is acceptable for you to make use of just two lines to form the image. Then you can state the properties of image form. So the same procedure I'm having here is what we are going to use for that of drawing ray diagram for a microscope, as you're going to see in this place now. So let us see how I'm going to do this particular one. So the first thing, like I said, is drawing the principal axis that you are seeing from the center here. Then the next one, you draw the lens like this one. Then after this one, the next thing that you have to do is to fix the focus, just like the previous one. Then after fixing the focus, place the object close to the focus at this point, the primary focus here. Then the next thing you have to do after this one is that follow the same set of rules that I mentioned earlier. A ray of light from the top of the object on reaching the center will pass through the focus. Then the second one from the top will pass through the center, as you can see in both the air. So this is where the first image is going to be formed like that. And after forming the first image, the second thing you have to draw is what? Draw the lens for the eyepiece. Remember, for the microscope, I said the lens for the eyepiece is always bigger than that of the objective lens. So that's why we have it to be bigger like this. Then you're going to use this one also to apply the same rule as the first one. The ray of light from the top of the object will pass through the center. Then the second ray of light will travel parallel to the principal axis, then travel through the focus at the other side. Then because no image is formed at this side, then you can trace the ray of light back to this side like that. So where the two lines met is where the image is formed like that. So from here now you can see how to draw the ray diagram. So you can just read this two line you're having here backward like that. And that is how to draw ray diagram for a compound microscope. So you can always play the video back to see the content that we are having here. Now, if you look at this now, the properties of image form are: the first one, it is virtual, because it is not the real line that we use to form the image. It is not the real line. It is our virtual line that we use to form the image. The second one is inverted because the object is upright, while the image is facing downward. And it is enlarged because the size of the image we are having here is bigger than that of the object. And those are the main properties that we have for drawing the ray diagram. So you can always pause and check it one after the other for you to understand the concept of how to draw the ray diagram for a compound microscope. And that's what you have for this one like this. So thank you very much for listening.